Chris Eubanks Jr. versus Conor Benn 2 will not be close. We're just over a week away from the rematch, the biggest rivalry in British boxing. The first fight was everything and more, and Chris came out on top. Can Conor even the score? This fight's not to be missed, and today I'm going to break down the key things going into the fight. If you're new to the channel, my name's Lawrence Oswecki, a professional boxer and also a former member of GB amateur boxing team. This fight I'm really excited for. Forget titles, world titles. This fight delivers on all areas. The history, the rivalry from the parents, the storyline. Stylistically they gel perfectly. The first fight was a war, left me thirsty for more. Even before the fight, the build-up, the personality clash, they're like chalk and cheese, but it just adds to the drama. It's a must-win for Conor. Get one back for the Benn family. The pressure he's under, it's immense. The first fight was close, so it's going to come down to who's learned more from the first fight. And of course, Chris has the experience, but Conor, he's young and hungry. I'm pretty sure both guys would have studied the fight going into the rematch, and I rewatched it before recording this video, so let's break it down round by round. Round 1, Chris is busy with a jab, keeping the range. Conor's swinging like a wild man, bobbing and weaving. Conor's really forcing it, but he does land some decent shots. All that built-up anger and frustration is just come spilling out. Chris is jabbing well and hooking off the jab. He looks more calm and composed. Chris is round. Round 2, Conor's like a man possessed, but his hand speed, he does look faster. Chris is jabbing well, but Conor lands a nice counter right hand over the jab. A difficult round to score. Nice lead work from Chris, but the bigger eye-catching shots came from Conor. Conor round. Round 3, Chris switches off for a second. Conor lands a right hand, then a 1-2 and a left hook and rocks Chris. Chris holds. Chris smiles it off, but he was shook to his boots. He's definitely got his attention. For me, this is where the rehydration clause comes in, because Chris's punch resistance isn't the same. Conor doesn't fully capitalise on hurting Chris, but still, Conor round. Round 4, Conor's hand speed really shown, countering Chris's jab with fast right hands. But then Chris lands a nice combo, left hook to the head, right hook to the body, then back up top. Chris seems to have found his rhythm. He lands a nice left hook to the body. He's talking to Conor, playing mind games. Beautiful uppercut from Chris. It's all singles from Conor. Chris has the cleaner work. Chris is round. Round 5, both guys exchanging. Things are heating up nicely. Nice body shots from Chris. He's picking his shots and managing the distance better. He's busy with a jab, then lands a lovely 1-2. Conor's jumping in from out of range, falling short. Chris is adjusted to the speed. Chris is round. Round 6, both guys exchanging left hooks. A nice right hand from Conor, again countering over Chris's jab. It's a really effective tactic because it makes your opponent hesitant to throw the jab. Because when they go to throw the jab, they're scared of the power shot coming over the top and it makes them hesitate. It's what you call taking the jab away. But Conor's not doing it enough and his pace is slowed. It's a close round, but I gave it to Chris because Chris was more consistent with his work. Round 7, Chris times a lovely right uppercut as Conor comes in low. He maintains the distance and bang. Then he lands a left uppercut, rocking the head back of Conor. Then he goes through the gears. Chris has really found his timing and rhythm. Chris is round. Round 8, Conor starts fast. Both guys letting the hands go. It's all action. What a fight. The jab from Chris is the main difference, and Conor can't maintain the pace. A big left hook from Chris, and Conor definitely felt it. Both guys swinging. Big right hand from Chris. Chris has got the better accuracy. He pushes Conor back to the ropes, using his natural size and strength, pushing him onto his heels. Chris is round. Round 9, another fast start from Conor, and he does land some big shots. Chris again walks him back, pushes him back, using his size and strength, realising that Conor is less effective on the back foot, making it a dogfight, taking Conor into deep waters. Both guys getting a hit, but Chris isn't loading up, he's just putting them together, whereas Conor is throwing the big ones, which takes a lot of energy, drains the tank. Chris landing head and body, but he's got a cut above the eye. Both guys are getting pockets of success, but Chris with a better accuracy. Chris is round. Round 10, Chris is walking him down. It's not pretty, but it's effective. Conor responds with a right hand at the head, left hook to the body, then a left hook to the head. Chris looks hurt. Conor gets the success because he put them together, whereas previously it was all singles. He's got to put punches in bunches, but Chris, like a Duracell battery, just keeps coming, or like Bonnie Blue. I need to stop this. Apologies. Chris's round. Round 11. Chris isn't giving Conor any room to breathe, and he's shown that he's a better inside fighter. Chris lands a beautiful right uppercut, then rolls out. He's shown the levels. Conor looks really tired. He's struggling with the pace. They're standing toe to toe, trading. It's an absolute war, but Chris is outworking him. His round. Round 12. They both go straight at it, but Chris backs him up, overwhelming him. Chris catches Conor with a left hook, knocks him back, but Conor shows heart. Conor responds with a big right hand. Incredible display from both. Conor looks like he's running on empty, whereas Chris is able to dig that much deeper. It's a grandstand finish, Chris's round. Now that was a fight and a half. Incredible, edge of your seat stuff. I'm pretty sure both guys left a bit of them in that ring. Anybody that's not excited for the rematch has got issues. Both guys were in tremendous shape. The conditioning was next level. I've been very lucky to be at the big fights with a pain game, doing live commentary, Fury versus Usyk, Batavia versus Bivol, Canelo Crawford, but that fight right there was as good as any. The biggest difference was Chris's jab, and he wasn't loading up, he was just letting it flow. Conor was just fighting with emotion, loading up, looking for the knockout. He didn't pace the fight. Conor had the better speed, but he was fighting in bursts. There was no rhythm. You just can't put power in every shot. It's not realistic. It drains the tank. In the first half of the fight, Conor was in it, fast start, good head movement, but like I say, he couldn't maintain it. Conor being over-eager, like an excited puppy, played into Chris's hands. He just used his experience. He was just doing simple step backs, lean backs, and lean back, and making Conor fall short, falling over his front foot, off balance. In credit to Conor, he'd never been in a big fight like that in a 12-round war. He showed heart, and he took some big shots, and he was never really badly hurt. And he also learned going up in weight that he has the power to hurt Chris. And not forgetting, he's had another 6 months to get bigger and stronger and get more accustomed to sparring bigger men. Conor would have learned so much about himself and his capabilities. Because naturally going in, he would have had so many questions. Can he compete at this level? Has he got the power to hurt Chris? Can he take the power, going up in weight? For Chris, going into the rematch, he will be confident because essentially he won, he found a way. In the second half of the fight, he made the adjustments, pushing Conor back. He realised that Conor was less effective on the back foot. He adjusted to Conor's left hook, a tight right hand, leaning back or stepping out of range. Overall, Chris had the better footwork in using his jab. The jab kept Conor busy and off balance. The problem he's been in a lot of hard fights, a lot of wars. He's got a lot of miles on the clock. And we're seeing the damage after the fight. His head was swollen like a balloon, and he was in hospital for days. But hopefully this time he makes the weight better, learns from any mistakes he made last time. But personally, I do think the rehydration clause was the problem. In my opinion, they should be banned. They're dangerous. Not being able to fully hydrate after weighing is mind-blowing. They talk about safety in boxing. Well, the first thing that needs to go is a rehydration clause. If you look at Chris's career, he's fought bigger men, better men, bigger punchers, but never have I seen his face swollen like that. And yes, you can credit Conor, but in my opinion, it's that rehydration clause. But regardless, Chris showed he could dog it out, even with the limitation. And the experience in the championship rounds made all the difference. Before this fight, Conor had only been 12 rounds once, whereas Chris had been 6. And at a higher weight and level, 37 fights to Conor's 23. Before I give you my prediction, stay with me. Let's quickly talk about the face-off. As you would expect, they both went at each other, but after 12 rounds, a war, there's definitely respect.
Every time I jump in that rolls, Chris, I'll go, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
I'm happy for you.
Conor's trying to be cool, cracking jokes, but verbal exchange isn't his game. Conor brings up the date of the fight got moved because of Chris.
I decided that I didn't want to fight on September 20th because you did.
I wasn't, to be honest. I'll be ready for a fight.
The way Chris responds, he's just got this smugness about him. I love it.
I'll fight you right now.
I'm ready for September 2020.
It didn't take much. Conor already's lost his cool. It's just too easy. Chris just reels him in.
I don't give a damn when this kid wants to fight. We're going to fight when I want to fight. I won. I don't have to march to the beat of these people.
Chris has got a point. He's in the driving seat. He won, and Conor hates it. Conor says that he wants world titles, but Chris doesn't.
After I dispatch this kid again, for sure we're looking to get world titles.
Dispatch, was it?
Well,
it wasn't quite dispatch.
It doesn't take anything to get Conor going. Chris only said, once a dispatch of this kid, and he lost it.
Just be honest,
Comprehensive beatdown.
You
The
jumped
look on
down
Conor's
the floor.
face.
Thank God I won that title. Thank God I won that.
I feel bad for Conor. He needs his dad there to say, calm down, Chris is playing with you. The interviewer Josh goes to Chris, you thought you would break Conor. And Chris goes, in credit, I really thought I would. And Josh goes to Conor, you thought you would knock Chris out. And Chris goes, he didn't think that. He didn't believe it.
But how's that not true?
You know for a fact.
How can I know that for a fact? Liam Smith done it. How can you say no? I know that for a fact.
This is ridiculous. Conor's like a child. It's literally child's play. No matter what Chris says, he's so reactive. And then Chris flips it and calls him a drug cheat. He says that cheats normally quit.
When you get into tough situations, you're going to revert back to your cheating mentality, which is,
See,
oh, you
I
know
love
what?
this. I love it.
I don't want to be here anymore.
To be honest, I don't blame Chris, because if you fail a drugs test in boxing, it should really be a lifetime ban.
Himself
See what I mean? Ain't
to
working.
stay in
But I
there
rate
and
it.
take his
I rate
ass
it.
beating.
Conor goes to Josh, I love it. It isn't working. It isn't working. Nothing says it's working like telling someone it isn't working.
Well done, you got in my head first time round.
not
Well done
antics.
to you.
It's not
Well
antics.
done to you.
It's the
ain't
fight
working.
game.
Ain't working.
Conor's like a child who gets angry and frustrated and wants to burst out and cry. It just goes on. Chris has Conor like a puppet. It's too easy. If the face-off was a fight, Chris would have won by knockout. Conor's clearly not worked on controlling his emotions. Let's get down to my prediction. There's no doubt that Chris will be supremely confident going in after winning the first fight. When things weren't going to plan, not working, he made adjustments and found a way. But Conor, he was going into the unknown territory, and he would have learned so much. But I believe right now, one man's experience and the ability to go right down to the wire to find a way, go into deep waters, is the difference. And that man is Chris Eubanks Jr. The face-off showed Conor is who he is. 6 months have passed, but he hasn't matured mentally. He fights off emotion, just like his dad, but unfortunately, he's not Nigel Benn, who was a different beast. I believe when things don't go to plan, tactics will go out the window, which will play into Chris's hands. I say a points win for Chris, even possibly a late stoppage. But like the first fight, the real winners will be the fans. I can't wait. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Tell me your predictions, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.